In this tutorial, I want to cover the different types of ways that you can create sound effects, and how you can layer and combine them effectively to create punchy, hard-hitting sound effects for trailers. Now, there are three main components when it comes to sound effects creation. This includes synthesis, field recording, and samples. I'm going to cover synthesis first. Synthesis is using electronic instruments to generate waveforms. This can be anything from sine waves to sawtooth waves, triangles, square waves, and more. This also includes noise generators as well, which is particularly important in the next few examples I'm going to show you in this course. When it comes to sound design, any form of synthesis can be used, including subtractive, wavetable, granular, physical modeling, and whilst it's not technically a form of synthesis but uses very similar parameters, sampling. Using synthesis enables you to reach certain frequencies that you wouldn't necessarily be able to reach when field recording with microphones or using samples. This includes any subsonic frequencies, which are especially useful for big sound effects such as explosions or hard-hitting impact sounds, or any extreme high frequencies, which would be great for eerie type sounds such as debris flying off an object in a big action trailer or a high-pitched noise generator for a riser. We're going to be using a number of Logic's built-in synthesizers in this course, including ES1, ES2, Alchemy and RetroSynth, alongside the quick sampler and regular sampler to create, manipulate and process sound. This includes utilizing any built-in effects within the synthesizer, as well as experimenting with modulating and automating any parameters. Field recordings refer to captured sounds that you've gone and recorded yourself. This can literally be anything that you may have come across, and it doesn't always have to be done with proper microphones and recorders. It can also be done on your phone or on a pocket recorder. I know that I've been outside before and heard something really cool but didn't have any of my equipment on me, so I just used my phone and it worked great. When inspiration strikes, don't let the equipment get in the way. Of course, there are sessions when you go out specifically to record certain things, and you may use a recorder such as a Zoom H6 with a shotgun microphone, such as a Sennheiser MKE 600 or Rode NT-G5. Having these high fidelity recordings is really useful if you want to manipulate and process the recordings heavily, including processes such as time stretching or sampling. Finally, we have samples. These are downloaded sounds which you can use in your sound design and sound effects creation. Whilst I don't recommend purely using samples and nothing else, and advise creating your own original sound design with synthesizers and field recordings, there are times when using downloaded samples is really useful and can really enhance a sound. Whether this be a layer to bring out the attack in a particular impact sound, or using something like a big tank gunshot layer to enhance an explosion sound that you've been working on for an action trailer, these can come in really handy for that extra flavour that you need. Now, this is not to say that you can't get creative with these sounds. You're pitching them, sampling them, getting creative with filtering, and much more. Next thing you know, the sample which you've manipulated and processed sounds nothing like the sound you imported and has a completely new lease of life. The combination of all three of these techniques is the recipe for original creative sound design, which you can use very effectively for your trailer sound effects creation. This is something I can't stress enough and will be demonstrating throughout this course.